Good day, sir. We are Group 7 who will tackle about Part C, the lights and shape in Rule 20 to 23. First things first, Rule 20 talks about the application. Rule 21 talks about the definition. Rule 22 talks about the visibility of lights. And Rule 23 talks about the power-driven vessels underway. And these rules from Rule 20 to 23 are what we are going to tackle about in Group 7. So, I am Morales Torrance, who will be the first to report about the application of Part C or Rule 20. There are 5 parts on Rule 20 of its application. The first part, rules in this part shall be complied with in all weather. So it means that in Part C, lights and shapes, it must be complied with in all weather. In the second part, rules concerning lights shall be complied with it from sunset to sunrise, no other lights. In this part, that during such times, no other lights shall be exhibited except such lights as cannot be mistaken for the lights specified in these rules or do not impair their visibility or distinctive character or interfere with the keeping of a proper lookout. So, in this part, proper lookout is very important. In the third part, exhibit from sunrise to sunset in restricted visibility. The lights prescribed by these rules shall be carried and also be exhibited from sunrise to sunset in restricted visibility and may be exhibited in all other circumstances when it is deemed necessary. So, it is exhibited from sunrise to sunset in restricted visibility from lights prescribed by these rules. So it will be carried and also exhibited from sunrise to sunset. The fourth part is rules concerning shapes by day. So in this rule, it concerns that the shapes by day will be means that these rules concerning shapes shall be complied with by day. It is only complied by day and it is verified as the rules of Part 4 in this application. In Part 5, lights and shape comply with the provisions of Annex 1. So in Annex 1, the lights and shapes specified in this rule shall be complied with the provisions of Annex 1 to these regulations. So that's all.
Master headlights means a white light placed over the fore and aft center line of the vessel, showing an unbroken light over an arc of the horizon of 225 degrees and so fixed as to show the light from right ahead to 22.5 degrees above the beam of the either sides of the vessel. So the arc is showing a solid light over a sweep of 225 degrees from the front of the boat to 22.5 degrees on either side of the vessels. So we have the position. The position is centered in the boat facing forward on common power boats. So this light is often on the short pole on the top of the cabin, windshield, or at the stern. So side lights means a green light on the starboard side and a red light on the port side. So each showing an unbroken light over an arc of the horizon of 122.5 degrees, and so fixed as to show the light from right ahead to 22.5 degrees above the beam of its respective side. So the arc is showing an unbroken light over an arc of 112.5 degrees that is visible to another boat approaching from the part in the left side or from head up. So the position is the forward left area of the boat. Next, we have the stern light. So the stern light means a white light placed as nearly as practicable at the stern, showing an unbroken light over an arc of the horizon of 135 degrees, and so fixed as to show the light 67.5 degrees from the right aft on each side of the vessels. So the arc is showing an unbroken light over an arc of 135 degrees. So the position is place of the stern back of the boat. The towing light. So towing light means a yellow light having the same characteristic as the stern light. So it is defined the paragraph C of this rule. So towing light means a towing boat. So a towing boat that is 300 feet in length or longer must display two white master headlights on top to each other at night to indicate that it is towing another boat. So it is used this term to remember white over white, towing at night. So we have all around light. So all around light means a light that's showing an unbroken light over an arc of the horizon of 360 degrees. So the arc shows a solid lights over 360 degrees fall around the boat. So the position is clearly visible from all directions. So take note. The all-around light functions as a combined masthead and stern light. This light must be visible in all directions and must be at least 1 meter higher than the stern lights. So lastly, we have the flashing light. So the flashing light means a white light flashing at regular intervals. So at a frequency of 120 flashes or more per minute. So flashing lights may be yellow and red. So next slide please. I'm Cadet Moralde and I'm done with my report.
Hi, I'm Jetler D. Paliharo, of Group 7. So I am assigned to report the Colreg 1972 Rule 22, visibility of lights. So the lights prescribed in this rule shall have an intensity as specified in section 8 of Annex 1 to this regulation so as to be visible at the following minimum ranges. So first is in a vessels of 50 meter or more than in length, a masthead light must in 6 miles. Side light must in 3 miles in range. Third is eastern light, also 3 miles. Then a towing light must in 3 miles. Then a white, red, green or yellow all-round light must in also 3 miles. Next is in vessels of 12 meter or more than in length but less than 50 meter in length, a masthead light must in a 5 miles except that we are in the length of the vessel is less than 20 meters. Second is side light must in 2 miles. Then third is eastern light, also 2 miles in range, and a towing light is 2 miles. Then a white, red, green, or yellow all-round light. These all colors are also in 2 miles. So in letter C, so in vessels of less than 12 meter in length, so a masthead light must in 2 miles. Second is side light, 1 mile. Third is eastern light, must in 2 miles. Fourth is a towing light, must in 2 miles in range. Then a white, red, green, or yellow all-round light must in 2 miles. So in letter D, in inconspicuous, partly submerged vessels or object being towed, so a white all-round light must be at 3 miles in range. So additionally in this Colreg, the aim of collision regulation or Colregs is to establish rules to avoid collisions at sea. The increasing number of ships can be condensed. Traffic on the sea lines of communication makes the Colregs rather important for safety of the seas. Then, the international regulation for preventing collisions at sea, more commonly known as the Colregs, are quite simply the rules of the road for ships and other vessels. They set out the conduct of vessels in any condition of visibility. So, in sight of each other, and in restricted visibility, the rules were introduced to make it clear when you are on the stand-on vessel, when you are in the giveaway vessel, and what the correct action to take is when in close quarters with other vessels to avoid a collision. So, that's for Rule 22, Visibility of Lights. Once again, I am Cadet Hitler D. Paliharo, reporting the visibility of lights. That's all. Thank you.
For this video, we're going to be looking at Rule 23, which covers the light of the power-driven vessels underway. So Rule 23, the first paragraph tells us water-powered drum vessels they need to show a forward masthead light, a second masthead light above, and higher than that, the forward one. But if they're less than 50 meters, they don't need to exhibit the second light, and then they've got to show side light and an eastern light. So if we take a look top-down view sa imong barko, sa imong ship, of course, they're going to show the master light forward, the second masthead light, which is going to be aft, and higher than the first one, side light and eastern light. Like for example, ang imong barko mao ni siya, kani imong katagbo. So ang makita sa imong katagbo ang imong gipasigya nga suga is gabi, basig imong suga if gabi, ang makita niya is ang forward mustard light and masthead light sa likod mo niya makita. So bali nag-ingon na siya, bali ang light niya is ang light niya ang kanina ibabaw ni siya nya kanina ubos ang kuan forward masthead light. Na makita po niya ang eastern light o ang side light. So kung example ang imong pong barko kani siya nga ang kaning barko is na diri nagtakilid. So makita sa imong kasugat ang makita niya is ang kuan lang ang makita niya is ang forward, ang master light forward o ang second masthead light and side light mo na yan makita. Kung diri pod imong barko kani siya, ang makita niya is ang kuan pod ang makita niya ang same sa master light forward o ang second masthead light nga sa pikas na sa kidi naman siya, so makita niya is ang eastern light na. Okay. So in the paragraph B, then goes to say there goes on to say an air cushion vessels, which is like hovercrafts when they're operating in the non-displacement mode. So when they're hovering, in addition to the light we're already looked at, they need to show an all-around flashing. So magkuhan siya all-around flashing yellow light. So mag-flash ang yellow light. So as a final, you need to remember here is that whoever craft will be showing a flashing yellow light, otherwise they're power driven. So in paragraph C, they're going to look at the wing and ground craft. Now of course, there are craft that fly in close proximity. The surface utilizing surface that affects actions. So when they're taking off, landing, and in flight, so they're going to traveling a great speed in this case. But there are also power-driven vessels. So in addition to the normal power-driven vessel light, they're got to show an all-around flashing red lights. So that's all for the paragraph C. Then the paragraph D talks about the power-driven vessels in different sizes. So if you are less than 12 meters in length, instead of the light we've already talked about, you can exhibit an all-round lights and side lights. In reality, all that we are done here is taking these lights that are visible for a ship of less than 50 meters and we combined the masthead lights and the stern lights into a single all-round white lights. Next, a power-driven vessels of less than 7 meters length. If you do not exceed 7 knots instead of length, the first paragraph that we first look at, you can exhibit an all-around white lights and if it's possible, side lights. So you know, if you're less than 7 meters or less than 7 knots, you may only be showing a single all-around white lights. And then the final paragraph just goes on to describe a bit of the positioning of power-driven vessels in less than 12 meters, or not just positioning. So it says that masthead lights, lighter all-around white lights of a power-driven vessels less than 12 meters in length may be displaced from the fore of the center line. So it doesn't need to be on that center line if the fitting of it there is not practicable. If it is displaced, the side's length need to be combined. It is single lantern. So it is need to carry on the fore and aft center line or as close as practicable in the same fore and aft line as masthead light or the all-around lights. And that's all for today. Thank you.